Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our September 4th, 2024 board meeting. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Adams, welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Will you please read the notice?
Adequate public notice has been given pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice has been posted at the board's office and website and emailed to the Department of State and to newspapers of broad circulation within the state.
Thank you. And roll call, please.
Commissioner Christo DeLune.
Here.
Commissioner Abdu.
Here.
Commissioner Bange.
Here.
And President Gold-Sadovy.
Here. And our next meeting?
Next regular board meeting will be held on Wednesday, September 25th. It'll be a hybrid meeting in person at the board hearing room at 44 South Clinton Avenue in Trenton and live stream via YouTube.
Great. And we also have a quarterly public meeting, which will be online. Just want to make sure folks know about that. Okay. So good morning. Welcome back from, hopefully everyone had a wonderful holiday weekend. Got to spend some time relaxing in honor of Labor Day. Just wanted to start with a few opening remarks from me. I think, we certainly appreciate that there have been some inquiries and some interest in the summer utility bills, primarily electric bills, increasing. We appreciate that no one wants to see a bill increase, right? No one wants to see their energy bill go up. And we understand that. That's why we have focused on some of our programs to help reduce energy bills. Last week, we did an announcement with members of our legislature and Perth Amboy to promote the residential energy assistance payment, which is a bill credit for qualifying low-income residents of $175 that went into bills in September to help offset some of those costs. We want to make sure that we are providing opportunities to reduce bills for all New Jersey customers. There have been, I think, several factors that have gone into some of the higher bills over the summer. The primary one is usage. We saw a very, very hot summer this year. We had multiple days over 90 degrees. We actually had 2 heat waves where we had 7 consecutive 90-degree days, which is a very, very significant increase in heat and therefore air conditioning usage. So we really do appreciate and understand that no one wants to see those kind of increases. We want to make sure that we have programs available to help people reduce their bills. We know that the cost of energy, just like the cost of food and other goods and services, has gone up. And we want to make sure that we're providing opportunities for people to keep their bills down. And there is some customer component to that. So when it's very hot outside, we know that people need to use air conditioning. We want people to be cool, to be safe, and to be healthy. But we would encourage everyone, especially when it's hot, to try to conserve energy, raise those thermostats where you can, and always be, reaching out to us and looking for programs that are available to help not only conserve energy, but reduce energy through energy efficiency. We have a lot of really great programs. We have weatherization programs, we have comfort partners, and then there's also utility bill assistance for when you really need that extra support, particularly for low and moderate income residents. So we do understand, that having your bill go up, particularly in the summer when it's hot, is no one likes to see that. And we want to make sure that we are hearing from you. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. We have a fantastic customer assistance division who is taking calls, and always feel free to reach out to help to get support if you need help for paying your utility bill. So that's the start. Any opening remarks from my colleagues? Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. And just to really reiterate what the president has said, we are very cognizant of the rate increases as of late. And we have always and will continue to fight to make sure that those are as limited as possible. That is mission number one for us here at the Board of Public Utilities, is to make sure that every resident is able to pay their bills and that the investments made to assure that our future of our infrastructure, of our water, wastewater, electricity and gas, and other things are affordable for everyone in the long term and that they don't crumble decades down the road. But as she mentioned, the most important thing each and every one of us could do, regardless of where you are in the state or how much percentage-wise these bills impact you, is energy efficiency. It's just simple to use less. We can't control market forces. We won't shirk our responsibility to make sure that investments are made for the long term, but we ask for your help to make sure that you use as little as you need. It's very important for us each to achieve energy efficiency and to be conscious consumers in every market, and particularly this one. So, Madam President, to your point, we have many energy efficiency programs. There's educational opportunities out there for people to learn about how to cut costs, and we encourage each and every New Jerseyan to use those resources to their best advantage. So thank you very much.
Just want to close out by saying, we are going to continue to see hot summers as a result of climate change. And so, as we look into next summer and the potential for hotter days and higher costs, we do want to hear from the public. And so we do have, as I mentioned when we started, we have our quarterly meeting coming up on the 20th. Is that the 20th? Thank you. So that is an opportunity for the public to come in with their concerns, with their questions. And of course, please always feel free to reach out by email or calling our customer assistance division. Okay, we have new staff. I just want to acknowledge we have a new Deputy General Counsel, Colin Emerl. Where is Colin? If you could stand up. Welcome, Colin. Now everyone knows who you are and what you look like, so they can bother you. And I do, we have been remiss in acknowledging the change in role of Dr. Kira Lawrence, who is now our Senior Policy Advisor. And so I just want to acknowledge Dr. Lawrence. She's been a tremendous asset, came on as a fellow, and we were fortunate enough to keep her. And so it's been a pleasure to work with you. So welcome and good luck to Colin. And I think we can, that was sincere. That was, all right, folks, been a tough couple of weeks. Let's talk about executive session. We'll be discussing item 8C. Should be a short one. It's 10-15 minutes. Will the Attorney General's office please explain the justification?
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. I am Deputy Attorney General Terrell Klein, and clean energy item 8C falls within the contract negotiation and attorney-client privilege exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act. These exceptions are found at NJSA 10:4-12B7. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
10 minutes, folks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, folks. Let's get started. All right, welcome back. Madam Secretary, will you please present the consent agenda?
Yes, on consent agenda items 1A, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, 3E, and 6A.
So move.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Christo DeLu?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. Thank you. Let's move into the regular agenda, starting with 2A. Stacy Peterson.
Good morning, Commissioners. On January 29th, 2021, JCP&L filed a petition seeking review and approval of the amounts included in the company's non-utility generation charge deferred balance for calendar year 2020. By order dated October 28th, 2021, the board approved a provisional stipulation whereby the parties recommended the board authorize a provisional reduction in JCP&L's composite MTC NGC factor. Following additional discovery and discussions, the parties executed a stipulation for final rates, recommending the maintenance of the rate approved in October 2021. As a result of the stipulation, customers will see no further bill impact. Staff recommends the board issue an order adopting the stipulation and directing JCP&L to file revised tariffs by September 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. Thanks, Stacy. See you soon. 2B, Ryan.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. On July 18, 2024, the U.S. Department of Treasury and the Internal Revenue Service proposed regulations for Section 45Y Clean Electricity Production Credit and Section 48E Clean Electricity Investment Credit of the Internal Revenue Code that would specify the eligibility requirements for the investment tax credit and production tax credit for energy-related investments, including offshore wind. This proposal follows the previous technology-specific PTC and ITC offshore wind guidance previously issued by the Treasury and the IRS and commented on by the board. Notably, this new technology-neutral proposal maintained that power conditioning and transfer equipment constructed for offshore wind generation is eligible contingent on the same taxpayer owning both the power conditioning and transfer equipment and the offshore wind generation infrastructure. On August 2nd, 2024, President Gosadovi, on the recommendation of board staff, signed on to the multi-state comments in response to this proposal. The comments support making power conditioning and transfer equipment eligible for the ITC and PTC, but emphasize the need for Treasury and the IRS to reconsider the requirement that a single entity must own the generation infrastructure as well as the power conditioning and transfer equipment. Such a requirement would discourage decoupling offshore wind generation and transmission investments in future procurements. Yet such decoupling has delivered tremendous environmental and economic gains to the state of New Jersey. The comments were signed jointly by Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island. Staff recommends that the board ratify the comments submitted to the Treasury and the IRS on August 2nd, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLu?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
2C, Laura.
Good morning, Madam President and fellow commissioners.
Morning.
On July 22nd, 2024, Mid-Atlantic Offshore Development, LLC, known as MAOD, submitted a formula rate tariff filing to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the FERC, in FERC docket number ER 24-2564. MAOD proposed a base return on equity, an ROE, of 10.26% plus a 0.50% regional transmission organization adder for a total proposed ROE of 10.76%. Staff of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities believes MAOD's requested ROE is excessive. On August 12th, 2024, on behalf of the board, staff filed a protest with FERC requesting that FERC set this matter for hearing and settlement proceedings to determine whether Mayad's proposed ROE complies with the Federal Power Act's just and reasonable standard. The protest asserted that Mayad failed to properly support its calculation and relied on flawed calculation methods that are inconsistent with FERC's longstanding precedent. Therefore, staff asserted that Mayad failed to meet its burden of proof under the Federal Power Act, Section 205. The protest noted that Mayad did not use the most recent financial data and may have used a proxy group which does not accurately reflect Mayad's risk profile. Moreover, staff argued that a reduction in ROE is appropriate due to the numerous incentives applied to the Mayad, making the project low risk. The unique nature of the Mayad project supports establishing an ROE below the median of the zone of reasonableness. It is a first-of-its-kind state agreement approach project developed and intended to solely support the generation of clean, renewable offshore wind power and interconnect that generation to the New Jersey transmission system. As such, the cost of this project will be borne specifically by New Jersey customers and will not be imposed on the broader PJM interconnection customer base. The protest then explained the harm to New Jersey ratepayers and policy interests that would result if FERC did not set the matter for hearing and settlement. Staff recommends that the board ratify the protest that staff filed with FERC on August 12th, 2024.
Second. Questions or comments?
Madam President, this is just another great example of how our staff and the entire agency works to, on behalf of the ratepayers. And I applaud you all. Congratulations.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gosadowi?
Yes. Thanks, Laura. 2D, Alex.
Good morning, Madam President and fellow commissioners.
Morning.
On June 20th, 2024, the New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel, along with Maryland Office of People's Counsel and the Illinois Citizens Utility Board, together known as the Joint Consumer Advocates, filed a complaint with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, asserting that PJM Interconnection LLC's rules for participation of energy efficiency resources in the capacity market violate the Federal Powers Act and requesting a technical conference on this matter. On July 11th, Monitoring Analytics LLC, the Independent Market Monitor, or IMM, for PJM, filed a separate complaint with FERC requesting that the Commission direct PJM to discontinue payments to consumers for energy efficiency and to recoup past payments that it claimed were the result of unlawful implementation of PJM capacity market rules for energy efficiency. On July 30th, 2024, on behalf of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, board staff filed comments in response to the IMM complaint. These comments requested that FERC, 1, reject the IMM's request to discontinue energy efficiency payments and recoup previous payments. 2, consolidate the IMM complaint and the Joint Consumer Advocates complaint into one docket. And 3, convene a technical conference to holistically investigate and improve energy efficiency's participation in the PJM capacity market. Staff recommends that the board ratify the comments submitted to FERC on July 30th, 2024.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
President Gosadowi?
Yes. Thanks, Alex. 5A, welcome back.
It's been a while. On April 23rd, Veolia Water New Jersey Incorporated filed a petition seeking approval to defer the costs associated with the painting of the company's 30-inch water main located on the George Washington Bridge Causeway in Fort Lee. Following discovery and settlement discussions, the parties executed a stipulation resolving the matter, which recommends authorizing Veolia to defer the cost associated with the painting of the main for review in the company's next rate case. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul? Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldsadovy.
Yes. 5B.
On June 14th, the Southeast Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority petitioned the board for approval to amend an agreement with the Borough of Florham Park for water service, converting 38 existing bulk water sales customers to retail customers. On July 23rd, the company filed an amended petition seeking authorization to add additional borough customers when and if requested by a property owner. Staff recommends the board approve the petition but deny the additional request contained in the amended petition. Staff recommends that should SMC MUA wish to serve additional customers beyond the 38 concerned in the amended agreement, it file a petition with the board.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldsadovy.
Yes. 5C.
On January 19th, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition seeking approval of an increase in its base rates for water and wastewater service of approximately $161.7 million. Through the course of the proceeding, the company provided updates with actual results for the full 12-month test period, resulting in a requested increase of approximately $157.7 million. Following settlement discussions, the company, staff, and rate counsel executed a stipulation, which was subsequently approved by Administrative Law Judge Tricia Calguire. As a result of the stipulation, New Jersey American would receive an overall revenue requirement increase of approximately $79.5 million and a return on equity of 9.6%. The company will also implement a modified universal affordability tariff with tiered rate discounts for eligible customers. As a result of the stipulation, an average water customer will see an increase in their monthly bill of $5.33. For an average statewide collection system wastewater customer, the monthly impact will be an increase of $5.12. Staff recommends the board adopt this stipulation for rates effective September 15th, and that the board direct New Jersey American to file revised tariffs by September 14th.
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Stacy. Just want to acknowledge again, that it is always our mission to provide safe and affordable service. And, in doing this, we are ensuring that the residents and customers of American Water have safe and clean drinking water. And so these investments are going towards that end. Other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Recused?
President Goldsadovy.
Yes. Thanks. Thanks, Stacy. 5D, Dean.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners.
Morning.
On January 16th, 2024, Governor Phil Murphy signed into law, Public Law 2023, Chapter 315, an act establishing the Resiliency and Environmental System Investment Charge, or RESIC program, for a cost recovery of certain investments made by water and wastewater utilities. On April 19th, 2024, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking approval to implement a RESIC for the recovery of costs of investments for the period of 2024 through 2027. Following a review of the foundational filing and discovery, the company and the board staff reached an agreement on this matter and subsequently executed a stipulation of settlement. The New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel and Mount Laurel Township Municipal Utilities Authority filed letters of non-objection to the stipulation. By the stipulation, the company and staff agreed that the company's maximum annual RESIC revenues that may be collected are $26,863,210. $860,210, I should say. or no more than 2.5% of the company's combined water and wastewater revenues established in the company's most recent base rate case. Based on the stipulation, an average residential customer with a 5/8-inch meter would see a maximum monthly surcharge of $2.32. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Page?
Accused?
And President Gulcedovi.
Yes. 5E, Dean.
On March 18th, 2024, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking approval to implement a distribution system improvement charge, or DSIC, for the renewal of water distribution system assets for the period of 2024 through 2027. Following a review of the foundational filing and discovery, New Jersey American Water and board staff executed a stipulation of settlement in this matter. The New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel and Mount Laurel Township Municipal Utility Authority filed letters of non-objection to the adoption of this stipulation. By the stipulation, the company and staff agreed that the company's maximum annual DSIC revenues may be collected are $50,394,641, or no more than 5% of the company's water revenues established in the company's most recent base rate case. Based on the stipulation, an average residential customer with a 5/8-inch meter would see a maximum monthly DSIC surcharge of $4.68. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul? Commissioner Page?
Accused?
And President Gulcedovi.
Yes.
Last but not
Still
least.
with us?
On March 27th, 2024, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking approval to implement a wastewater system improvement charge, or WSIC, for the renewal of wastewater system assets for the period of 2024 through 2027. Following a review of the foundational filing and discovery, New Jersey American Water and board staff executed a stipulation of settlement in this matter. The New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel submitted a letter of non-objection to the stipulation. By the stipulation, the company and staff agreed that the company's maximum annual WSIC revenues that may be collected are $3,105,041, or no more than 5% of the company's wastewater revenues established in the company's most recent base rate case. Based on the stipulation, an average residential customer with a 5/8-inch water meter would see a maximum monthly WSIC surcharge of $3.95. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul? Commissioner Page?
Accused?
And President Gulcedovi.
Thanks, Dean. Moving on to 8A, Dr. Sawyer Morgan.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners.
Morning.
This agenda item involves the adoption of proposed amendments in the New Jersey Administrative Code, Title 14, Chapter 8, Subchapter 9, which sets forth the rules for the Community Solar Energy Pilot Program, and Subchapter 11, which sets forth the rules for the Successor Solar Incentive Program. The proposed rule amendments establish and implement the Community Solar Energy Program, which is designed to approve community solar projects up to 5 megawatts and set standards for their operation. The proposed rule was published in the New Jersey Register at 55 NJR 1992 for a 60-day comment period on September 18th, 2023, and a notice of correction was issued October 2nd, 2023. The public comment period closed for the notice of proposal on December 1st, 2023. Staff recommends that the board adopt the proposed rule with non-substantive changes and approve its publication in the New Jersey Register.
Second.
Questions or comments? So I think everyone knows that the community solar program has been a significant achievement of this administration. I want to commend all of the staff for the work on this. And, you know, as we move forward, we look forward to this, these rule amendments and the opportunity to replicate some of the exciting projects that we have done so far. Few months ago, some of us joined the governor at a landfill conversion, landfill to community solar, and I think that was a really tremendous achievement of the administration, and we look forward to continuing that with some of the work that these amendments are going towards. So thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Madam President, please note that this item requires 2 votes, so this would be the first vote.
Okay, thank you.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Recused.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes.
Staff also recommends that the board vote separately to propose substantial changes upon adoption. At proposed NJAC 14:8-9.2 and 9.5, amendments to define mining sites and to include mining sites as permitted site types in the CSAP, Community Solar Energy Program. At NJAC 14:8-9.5, an amendment to roll over unsubscribed capacity and permit electric distribution companies to register projects in such capacity. At NJAC 14:8-9.6, amendments to permit local governments to contract with existing community solar projects located in the same EDC service territory to become municipal community solar automatic enrollment projects and to permit the board to set annual limits on such projects. At NJAC 14:8-9.7, an amendment to permit the board to set a minimum guaranteed bill credit discount applicable to subscribers automatically enrolled to an automatic enrollment project. At NJAC 14:8-9.9, restoration of 2 provisions regarding the responsibilities of EDCs. At NJAC 14:8-11.2 and 11.4, amendments updating the definition of co-location and clarifying the restrictions on co-located projects, as well as stating that projects sited on a landfill owned by a public entity and is not properly closed at the time of registration may be co-located up to 10 megawatts. At NJAC 14:8-11.5, an amendment requiring that all projects provide written authorization from the EDC, providing conditional approval to construct and a milestone reporting form. The proposed rule change will be published in the New Jersey Register for the purpose of providing notice and allow for the submittal of comments.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Second vote on the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Recused.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi? I'm sorry.
It's fine. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Morgan. And you're staying with us, right?
Yes, for 8E. This item involves a petition submitted by Hathaway Solar LLC requesting special dispensation for admittance of its 2 5-megawatt projects, Somerville Pioneer 1 and 2, into the Permanent Community Solar Energy Program, or CSEP. The projects are planned to be sited together on a former landfill in the borough of Somerville, and the projects are needed to finalize the borough's remediation plans for the uncapped municipal landfill. The petitioner's projects applied during year 2 of the Community Solar Pilot Program, but were not awarded conditional approval. The petitioner is seeking a waiver of the rules at NJAC 14:8-11.4F, which prohibit co-location of projects combining to larger than 5 megawatts in the administratively determined incentive program. The petitioner also requests special dispensation for the projects in that the board extend automatic entry into the CSEP, irrespective of the annual megawatt capacity limit, to all legacy co-located projects sited on contaminated sites or landfills that, 1, applied to year 2 of the Community Solar Pilot Program, 2, were not conditionally approved to construct, and 3, meet all eligibility rules in the permanent program. Board staff recommends the board approve the petitioner's request to waive NJAC 14:8-11.4F with respect to the project's co-location eligibility and direct the petitioner to apply for admittance into the CSEP under its rules, as good cause is shown under the circumstance that the projects are sited on a municipally owned landfill that is not yet properly closed, and that they previously applied in the pilot program when requests for co-location were granted.
Thank you.
Second.
Questions or, oh, there's more,
I'm
sorry.
not quite done.
Good luck, right?
Board staff further recommends that the board deny petitioner's request to lift the annual megawatt capacity limit in the CSEP to all legacy co-located projects that applied in year 2 of the pilot program because no other projects in year 2 fall under the same criteria of municipally owned landfills that were not properly closed at the time of registration.
Thank you.
Still so moved.
Still seconded.
Great. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange? And President Gul Sadovi?
Yes. Thank you. 8C, and this was in executive session. Kevin Montes Ramos.
Thank you, President Golsadovi, Commissioners, for hearing this matter on today's agenda, or this item on today's agenda. This matter relates to a no-cost extension from the DEP, that's the Department of Environmental Protection, with respect to a memorandum between the two parties, BPU and the DEP, to advance geothermal heating and cooling systems in the state of New Jersey. The board approved a MOU on September 18, 2023, which is the MOU's effective date. The MOU allows BPU to engage with NJCAT through a contract that also includes NJCAT and DEP. As discussed in executive session, staff recommends that the board approve the 10-month extension, authorize President Golsadovi to execute the revised MOU on behalf of the broader board.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gul Sadovi?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
The other Kevin, one of the other Kevins. Dylan. AD.
Morning, Commissioners. Morning, President Golsadovi. This item addresses a petition filed on April 16th, 2024 by petitioner Attentive Energy LLC regarding the financial reporting requirements related to its offshore wind project. First, Attentive requested authorization to file unaudited quarterly financial statements instead of the audited quarterly financial statements required by NJAC 14:8-6.5, lowercase a 4 Roman 5. Attentive noted that the requirement for submitting audited quarterly financial statements is not an industry standard and imposes a commercially unreasonable burden on the petitioner. Attentive also requested confirmation from the board that submittal of unaudited quarterly financial statements shall be considered timely if provided to the board no more than 60 days following the end of the applicable quarter. Additionally, Attentive requested board confirmation that submittal of annual audited financial statements shall be considered timely if provided to the board no more than 180 days following the end of the applicable fiscal year. Upon consideration and review of program requirements, industry standards, as well as comments received by Rate Counsel, staff makes the following recommendations to the board. First, staff recommends that the board use its waiver authority to grant Attentive's request to waive board rules requiring audited quarterly financial statements and confirm Attentive's submission of unaudited quarterly financial statements is acceptable. Second, staff recommends that the board confirm that Attentive's submission of unaudited quarterly financial statements within 60 days of each fiscal quarter shall be considered timely. And finally, staff recommends that the board find that Attentive's audited yearly financial statements submitted within 120 days of each fiscal year, at the end of each fiscal year, beginning in fiscal year 2024, shall be considered timely.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Just one, if I could, Kevin, thank you very much for this. This is very consistent with industry standards.
Correct.
And I think it will help streamline the process on this. And even though the quarterly reports will be unaudited, they will be reviewed.
Correct.
Of course, to make sure that certain milestones, financial responsibilities, and different operations will be maintained on schedule and things. So I think this is good, and it'll help the process overall. So thank you for seeing through this.
Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delum? Commissioner Abdul? Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
8E, Kathleen.
Morning.
Morning.
The Charge Up New Jersey program was established by the board to implement a program to incentivize the purchase or lease of new light-duty plug-in electric vehicles in New Jersey. On June 24th, 2021, the board launched Phase 2 of the Charge Up program to provide an incentive to eligible EV purchases at the time of the vehicle's purchase as a deduction to be applied for at the dealership or showroom. Since its inception, the rules and procedures surrounding Charge Up have been promulgated by staff in the Charge Up Terms and Conditions, which are updated each fiscal year and posted on the board's Clean Transportation website and Charge Up webpage. The board authorized the fiscal year 2024 Charge Up Point of Sale incentive on June 29th, 2024, and resulted in the adoption of the FY24 Charge Up Terms and Conditions, which are posted on the website of the program administrator. Ms. Viswanathan and Mr. Remkumar purchased a Model 3 Tesla on October 17th, 2023, during the board's FY24 Charge Up program. The initial appeal dated October 30th, 2023, at which time the petitioners requested that the Charge Up incentive be applied post-purchase for their vehicles. Staff reviewed their request and denied their appeal on March 25th, 2024. Following staff's response, the petitioners filed a petition on April 11th, 2024 for a formal hearing with the board. Staff recommends that the board deny this petition in accordance with staff's March 25th, 2024 denial, as the appellants did not comply with the FY24 terms and conditions in carrying out the purchase of their vehicles.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delum? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Thank you.
Kathleen. Last but not least, 8F, Dr. Diane Watson.
Good morning, President and Commissioners.
Morning.
This agenda item involves the reproposal of amendments to the New Jersey Administrative Code at Title 14, Chapter 8, Subchapter 11, which sets forth the rules for the Competitive Solar Incentive, or CSI, program within the Successor Solar Incentive, SUSI, program. The CSI program provides incentives to qualified grid supply solar installations, new net metered non-residential solar facilities with a capacity greater than 5 megawatts, and certain electricity storage facilities that are combined with grid supply solar installations. Rule amendments establishing the CSI program were proposed on December 7th, 2022, and were published in the New Jersey Register on February 6th, 2023. On November 17th, 2023, the board adopted the rule amendments with non-substantial changes. These were published on December 18th, 2023, in the New Jersey Register at 55 NJR 2555A. At the same agenda meeting, the board approved proposed substantial changes upon adoption to the SUSI program rules that were also published to the Register on the same date for a 60-day comment period. The resulting notice of adoption of substantial changes was not filed before the 18-month expiration date, and the proposal expired on August 6, 2024. Staff recommends that the board approve two reproposed rule amendments for publication in the New Jersey Register. First, an amendment to the permitting requirements for registrants in the CSI program at NJAC 14:8-11.5D. And second, additions at NJAC 14:8-11.10J, allowing for revisions to the confidential price cap for the CSI program based on an updated assessment of market conditions, board discretion in awarding competitive bids above the confidential price caps, and the adjustment of megawatt targets allocated per tranche.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delum? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Thank you. So that brings us to the end of our agenda. I do just want to acknowledge a moment of silence that we are approaching a year of the passing of President Joe Fiordaliso. And I know we all miss him tremendously. And as we carry forward the work of Governor Murphy's administration and this department, we think of him, certainly I think of him all the time. And so if we could just observe a brief moment. Thank you. Any closing remarks from colleagues?
Just, Madam President, again, last year, this was just the boardroom. Today, it's the Joe Fiordaliso boardroom. And we remember the great contributions he made to our agency and to the state. And although our efforts are all focused on the future, as evidenced by our work ethic and our industry, and we can't forget that in our minds where we're going, but in our hearts, we remember the past and remember those who came before us. And he is one of those who we will never forget. So thank you very much.
With that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.